Hello everyone, my name is Cameron and welcome back to the channel. I can't even say regular scheduled nonsense right now because this is right after Mania. This is literally minutes after WrestleMania 39 has gone off, off the air. I wanted to do a reactions video. I didn't know if I was going to do a reactions video to this or not because I didn't know how I was going to be feeling after Mania, but I'm going to start with talking about Night 1 first, as much as I can. Night 1, not only starting with... I'm actually going to start with TakeOver, because TakeOver was fantastic. I thought TakeOver delivered it on all fronts. I think, arguably, the only match I can really say I didn't enjoy the winner of was probably the North American Championship match. Not saying I don't... I love Wesley, don't get me wrong, but I do think it should have gone to somebody else. I think Wes is ready for the main roster. I think he did fantastic. Granted, I think everyone in that match is ready for the main roster. Don't get me wrong, they're all fantastic, but I really did think Wes was dropping it to go up to the main roster. Granted, he could still relinquish and go up to the main roster, but who knows? Really happy for Indy Hartwell. Love her. She's fantastic. Really great to see the Way reunited, minus Austin Theory. Carmelo Hayes proves that he is him. No issue there. Love that match. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn winning was the right call. Gallus retaining was honestly not what I was expecting, but I'm not mad about it. Joe Coffey's back. We have the full reunited Gallus. It's Gallus boys on top, and I'm fine with that. I do love Gallus. They are fantastic. I love tag team wrestling in general, but especially down in NXT, they have some really great tag teams. Now, let's jump over to Mania Night 1. Sorry, I realized I forgot some matches. Chase U and Tyler Bate winning was the right call. I don't really know where Schism could have gone with Chase U being under their wing. It wouldn't have made a whole lot of sense to me. Love Schism. I hate that they've been booked kind of terribly, but I mean, you put the school on the line. There wasn't much choice they could really do here. Obviously, Chase U and Tyler Bate were going to get the victory. And Johnny Gargano won the unsanctioned match, which was the right call. Johnny Gargano has officially, in my books, put his NXT story to bed. He has closed that chapter of his life, and I think that's the perfect way to do it. Waller proved that he is a top talent, and Johnny Gargano proved why he is one of the greatest NXT talents of all time. Alright, let's start. Let's go into Night 1 of Mania now. Austin Theory vs. John Cena didn't really deliver to me on the points I wanted it to. Theory didn't look that good in the match. He won with a low blow, followed by the A-Town down to John Cena. And I don't know, man. It didn't seem like Cena's heart was in that match. It was kind of just there. You know, I don't know. I'm trying to get my thoughts together around these other matches with everything from the main event just being very heavily on my mind, and it's very difficult. Okay. Yeah, Theory won in an match, and yeah, which we all knew was going to happen. Trish, Lita, and Becky ended up beating Damage Control, which it was a good match until Lita was in there with Io Sky. The minute she got in there, you could see how the fast-paced offense of Io, which granted is one of the things everyone loves about her. She's one of my favorite superstars. You could see that Lita was showing her age a lot in that match during the parts where she was there with Io, because Io was so fast and Lita wasn't anymore. You know, she wasn't keeping up with her as well as she was keeping up with like Becky Lynch or Trish Stratus or Bayley or Dakota, the people that can wrestle kind of a mix of the two, can wrestle slower when need be. Not saying Io can't do that, but her offense works very well fast-paced. So does Dakota's, but you really noticed it when Lita and Io were in there together. Charlotte and Rhea. Rhea won. She ran with the top rope riptide. Charlotte was down on the outside smiling. There was a brutal suplex where Charlotte went face first into the canvas, which looked awesome, but also, damn. Like, props to Charlotte for continuing after probably nearly breaking her nose on that bump. I don't think she was intending to land. I think she under-rotated. The suplexes in the match, everything in the match looked really awesome. And I will say this, while I don't think I think the main event choice was correct, having Sami and Kevin versus the Usos as the main event was the correct call. I do also love the fact that Charlotte and Rhea put all of their work into making their match, with how terrible the build was, making it such an important match on the card still, and being the co-main event and showing that they deserve to be in that spot just as much. But the storytelling is always the thing that should be thought of first, and if your story's not there, why should we put you at the final? Like, granted, don't get me wrong, I do not enjoy the Mania main event being on the line at Royal Rumble and then they don't get the main event, but when your story is just not there, it's just not there. But again, all respect to Rhea and Charlotte, they put on a hell of a match. Ray versus Dominic. Ray killed it in this match. Dominic killed in this match. Dominic proved that he is ready to be where he is. This was probably arguably my favorite match Dominic has been in since his time starting in WWE. He convinced his dad apparently a year ago, or back in 2019, to not retire. And I'm glad Ray didn't. This match got to pay off in such a great way. The build was hit and miss sometimes, but that first time when Ray punched him at SmackDown, you could tell that the fans were invested in this story, and I absolutely loved it. And it was so much better than I thought it was going to be. Ray came out with a great mood-inspired mask. If you guys, by the way, if you guys didn't follow my Twitter, don't follow my Twitter, I highly suggest it. I was tweeting throughout both nights of WrestleMania many times about different matches and stuff like that, kind of cool shit that I was seeing and all that. Dominic came out in this really cool, like, he got brought in by, like, a prison van, had a Rey Mysterio mask on, and honestly, he looked fucking dope as hell in it. Rey Mysterio came out in a lowrider with Snoop Dogg, listened to Ain't Nothing But a G Thing, and then it switched into Eddie's theme song with his Titantron. I didn't get to see the Titantron, but apparently it was up on the Titantron was Eddie's actual Titantron, which is really cool. And then switched into Rey Mysterio's theme song in Titantron. He came down to the ring. He spanked Dominic at one point. This match was, for some reason, sponsored by Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm not even gonna... he threw a drink at Aaliyah, who then spit it out, and it made it look very, very bad in the picture I saw for spitting the drink out. But Ray ended up picking up the victory with Bad Bunny's help, actually. So it looks like the rumored match of Damian Priest and Dominic versus Ray and Bad Bunny is probably going to be on for Backlash, which, yes, please give me more Bad Bunny. Less Logan Paul, more Bad Bunny, please. Simple. I'm a simple man, WWE. All I need is Bad Bunny. Next, we have Seth. I'm going very out of order right now because my brain's I'm very burnt out on wrestling right now. We have Seth versus Logan Paul. Seth ends up picking up the victory. We had KSI in a prime water bottle costume. Logan Paul hit the buckshot. He hit the GTS, showing that the only thing he can do is steal other people's moves because he's a douchebag. Look, I'll say this. Logan Paul in the ring is a fantastic person. Just don't let him talk. Well, I mean, he is a heel, and everyone hates him already. But Logan Paul as a person is a terrible person. In the ring, he's fantastic. He's a lot better than he should be. But I don't like the over-reliance on other people's moves. It literally looks like you created a created superstar on WWE 2K and gave him all of the moves of your favorite people. He's literally got the buckshot, the go to sleep, he does the splash. He literally does everything that everybody else already does. Give him his own unique thing. And John Morrison talked about this, and he said he literally only learns what he needs to learn for his match, and that's it. He doesn't do anything else past that. That is not a good thing. His contract is up now, officially. After this Mania, he announced his contract was going to be up. They only signed a 1-year deal. So here's the thing. If they're going to re-sign him, which they probably will, because he does bring a lot of eyes to the product with his podcast, as much as I hate saying it, have him start learning more. Because if all he can do are these big spots, and he looks he looked bad throughout most of the match. Like, he did not look like he was there enjoying his time. He looked kind of gassed at times. If all he's going to do are these big spots, he is not going to make it. And if they really want to give him something serious to be doing in this business, he needs to be showing that he gives a shit. The fact that he doesn't consistently and he brags about it is kind of fucking annoying. It's why I don't like Logan Paul as a person. It's why I don't like him in WWE. He's great in the ring, but everything else sucks. Have him start learning these things. Say, look, if you're going to have trouble doing decently normal spots, then you shouldn't be here. He literally put KSI through the table, though, which was one of the highlights of the match. All right. The Street Profits won in an arguably better match than I thought the Tag Showcase was going to be. We'll get to the women's in a minute. But the highlight of this match, there was two really cool moments. Also, Titus O'Neil was on commentary this weekend, which was great. Titus O'Neil should be on commentary more. He's fantastic. I miss seeing him for some reason, but him on commentary especially was fantastic. As odd as that sentence sounds. Braun went to do his stupid train run around the ring thing that Jesse and I cannot stand, and he got stopped by a big-ass shoulder tackle / block from Dawkins. And then right after, Ricochet did a springboard moonsault down to Dawkins and the other person standing there, whose name I can't remember who it was. I think it was Eric of the Viking Raiders, but I could be wrong. And then the Street Profits ended up picking up the victory, which was great. Jesse and I were doing actually pretty good on predictions. After night 1 was over, we were doing very good. Night 2 is a different story. And finally, we have the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match, which the Usos lost to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Honestly, it was the right call. This deserved to be the main event. Everyone, and here's the thing, I'm so annoyed by people on Twitter saying, "Oh no, this story died in Montreal." No, the fuck it didn't. When you saw Jay look like he was gonna side with Sami, the fucking roof went. The place went wild. When Kevin and Sami started agree to team up again, the place went wild. You know why? Because this has been the driving story for 2+ years, 3 years, give or take, in WWE. This has been the driving story, and somehow it's still not stale. Will that continue? We shall see. But it was perfect. Sami and Kevin deserve this main event. The first tag team main event in Mania history. The back-to-back for Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens becomes a Grand Slam champion in WWE. The first Muslim WWE superstar to main event a WrestleMania. The first Syrian-born WWE superstar to main event a WrestleMania. Or first Syrian, not Syrian-born. Or was he born in this? I can't remember. But still, the point stands. They had PWG and Super Dragon logos on their shorts, and honestly, everything about this was fantastic. This is arguably one of my favorite matches of the weekend. It delivered on all fronts, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn deserve it so very much. I love both of them so much. They are two of my favorite in-ring workers. They are two of my favorite WWE superstars, and I cannot wait to see where this story goes for them. Now, oh, wait, we also forgot The Miz had an open challenge where Pat McAfee answered it and beat him with the help of George Kittle. Yeah. It's cool to see Pat. Felt like it was weird though. They wanted a breather between Rhea and Charlotte and then the tag main event. Put an add-on. Don't have a random impromptu match with Pat McAfee and The Miz. It felt odd. And then they also had Lil Uzi Vert come out to introduce the Usos. They're like, oh, he's out to sing his song. And then he sang the opening, and then that was it. I was like, dude, really? That was supposed to be a song? I was like, get the fucking mumble rapper out of here. We don't need this. The McAfee Miz match was enough of a breather. We did not need the ads that followed, and then also Lil Uzi Vert out there for some reason. I get the reason. Lil Uzi Vert, haha, very fun. No. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn should have super kicked him when they came out. It would have been fucking awesome. Sorry. On to night 2. Let's start with Lesnar versus Omos, the match that did so much more than it should have. It was great, honestly. It was better than it should have been. Omos didn't look terrible in the match, which was good. Brock Lesnar sold his ass off, which is always good. And Brock Lesnar won, which is also, in this case, good. Yeah, it was great. Lesnar did some German suplexes, expected, and won with a single F5 that I called. He went up to go to try it the first time, and he fell. I'm like, he's going to win this with one F5. Watch. The next time he brought him up, that was it. It was over. It was like 5 minutes of a match. Roman's entrance in the main event was longer than this match. Not even kidding. They had Bobby Lashley come out and stand next to his useless trophy. Look, as much as I love Andre the Giant, the Battle Royal has never been a good thing. It is always dumb, and it never makes the winner look good. And Bobby Lashley, all he did Mania weekend was win that match and stand next to the trophy on night 2 of Mania. He was fucking pissed. And if you don't believe me, go to Twitter, go to Bobby Lashley's page, go look at his likes. He's pissed. For good fucking reason. He issued an open challenge on Twitter that he didn't even get to fucking do. It's so annoying, man. It really is. Asuka versus Bianca Belair. Bianca ended up winning. Look, I love Bianca Belair, I do, but it felt weird. I'll say this: night 2, except for Lesnar and a match that we'll talk about in a minute, every other match felt like it had the wrong winner. Every single match felt like it was won by the wrong person or team. It. I get it's cool that Bianca's 3-0 at WrestleMania. It really is. But Asuka deserves a WrestleMania win. The fact that she lost to Charlotte at Mania 34, losing her 500-plus day undefeated streak, is already bad enough. But to lose this match, to lose another high-profile title match at WrestleMania felt wrong. It felt extremely, extremely wrong. Because and again, no hate towards Bianca Belair. I do, in fact, she's one of my favorite wrestlers. As much as I did not like her character in NXT, Asuka deserved this win, and she didn't get it. And if it's cool, it's cool if it's gonna lead to her having a breakdown and going full heel, and winning the title at Backlash, or maybe a slow burn and she wins it at SummerSlam. But it's not gonna be the same. Asuka deserved a big WrestleMania win because and I'm not trying to discredit her or anything. She wrestles a very safe style and she's very good in the ring. And she, as far as I can remember in NXT, or in WWE, except for the little time in NXT when she was champion right before the end, she hasn't really gotten injured all that much. But she is also in her 40s. As crazy as that is to say, Asuka is in her 40s. I don't want to see her not get a big win at WrestleMania. And when I say big win, I don't mean a tag title match. No offense to the tag titles, but they aren't really that relevant anymore. And I don't want it just to be a random throwaway match. It has to be for a title in some way for it to be that big, grandiose match that Asuka deserves. And this felt like that time. It felt perfect. Bianca Belair's closing in on Becky Lynch's longest reign as Raw Women's Champion. Asuka is the last roadblock before that, as many people pointed out. Today was day 365. Let me just see if it's past midnight. Yesterday, technically now, was day 365 of Bianca's reign. Becky's reign ended at 373 days in her first Raw Women's Championship reign, which means Bianca's going to be closing on that within a week. And it means, for the biggest point of it, is it means Becky's reign is gone now. I don't hate Bianca Belair, and I'm not going to be mad that she breaks this record. It's kind of cool. But Asuka winning would have been the better story. Asuka could prove herself again as a championship caliber person. She'd get her big win at WrestleMania. Yes, we'd be sacrificing Bianca's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. She's 3-0 at WrestleMania, if you guys were curious, by the way. But Asuka already had her undefeated streak ruined at a WrestleMania. Who the fuck cares at this point about undefeated streaks? The right call was there, and Bianca won. And again, no hate to Bianca. I love her. She's fantastic. She does great in-ring work. She's great on the mic. But this run has been terrible. This story buildup was terrible. The only thing that would have redeemed this was Bianca losing that title and then coming back to fight for it again and getting the title back. Because and here's the thing, they talked about how she built up from SummerSlam to get back to Mania. Like, she went to the back of the line and had to work it. No, she didn't. She went to the back of the line for a month and a half, and then that was it. Then she went to face Becky at Mania. She really didn't go to the back of the line. Didn't Bianca win the Rumble last year? Isn't that how she got her Mania match against Becky Lynch? How is that going to the back of the line? She didn't work her way back to the front of the line. She just kind of went out, did a few things for a month, or for a couple months between SummerSlam and WrestleMania, and Royal Rumble, won the Rumble, faced Becky at Mania, done. That was it. The story, even her story getting back to the title, felt off for a bit there. That may just be to do with the fact that they had a heel Becky Lynch, but I digress. It felt like they muted Asuka in this match, and I didn't enjoy it. It was Not my least favorite match of the night, but it definitely should have been higher up on my favorite matches of the night. Let's talk about the other women's match of the night. The women's WrestleMania Tag Team Fatal 4-Way Showcase between Natty, Shotzi... Fuck. I gotta look at my notes. Sonya and Chelsea, Shayna and Ronda, and Liv and Raquel. Again, 3 thrown together tag teams in one tag team that's kind of been doing nothing for a few months because Ronda's been injured. And they won. Ronda was going into this apparently recovering from an injury, and during the match, Shayna got injured. You can see this at the end of the match by the fact that she has one boot on and she's limping like crazy. And before anyone says, oh, well, maybe she was just selling something that happened earlier in the match. They didn't do anything in this match. They barely did anything at all. The start of the match had a little bit, and then it was nothing for either of them until the end of the match. And I will also say this, as somebody who has watched wrestling for most of my life, has also suffered from issues with my feet and my ankles, there is a difference between a fake limp and a real limp. A fake limp, especially in WWE, they still put a decent amount of weight on there, but limp along a little bit. And I've done a lot of fake limping in my life just to fuck around, because I did enjoy being on stage and acting when I was younger. A real limp, you will see them trying to get as little weight on there as possible and hobble as much as they can. And that's exactly what you see with Shayna. The one time she tried to put any amount of weight on it, she went down immediately. She went right into the ropes as Ronda got the armbar in on Sonya, I think, and she tapped out and the match was over. No, Shotzi. It was Shotzi. Yeah, it was a shitty match all around. This was the... I would say this is the worst match of the weekend, arguably, which doesn't feel good to say because the women in it are very talented, but still, it has to be said. Next, we have arguably my favorite match of the week, one of my favorite matches of the weekend, probably up there in the number 1 spot. We have Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. Gunther came out with the win, and like I said, with the Lesnar match, this is the only other match that I think had the correct winner on the night. Gunther retained after a brutal fucking match. If you've not seen this match, this is the one you should go watch. Do not watch any other match from night 2. None of them were worth it, except for this one. It is 25 minutes of 3 dudes from Europe beating the fuck out of each other's chests, and it was great and violent, and I loved it. And Gunther powerbombed Sheamus onto Drew, and then powerbombed Drew and got the pin, and there was bro kicks and clotheslines. We didn't get the Gunther splash, which was a little disappointing. We got claymores, we got the fucking Celtic cross, we got the white noise, we got the clover leaf. We didn't get a future shock, I don't think. Sheamus's chest was bloody as fuck and super red, and God, I love the Intercontinental Championship meaning something again. Gunther's gonna break the reign, you guys. Excuse me. Gunther is definitely gonna break the Hunk Tunk Man's reign, though, which should, if I remember correctly from when I looked it up, should be ending around September or October, which means which means he's gonna miss out on SummerSlam. But if they want to drop it before Mania next year, they could drop it at the Rumble if they wanted to. If not, then I think Mania 40, there's only 2 options that you can go with. Gunther loses the title to Sheamus, and I really want Sheamus to win that title, Gunther loses the championship to Ilya Dragunov. That would also be very good. Yes, please. I love the fact that the last time Gunther had an insanely long title run, Ilya ended it, and I think it'd be kind of cool if he did it again. Just saying. I want Sheamus to win, but I like Ilya. It'd be awesome. Okay, what's next on this crapshoot of a night? Oh man, Edge versus Balor, Hell in a Cell. I don't want to talk bad about this one because I know it happened to Finn and I know how bad this match turned out because of it. So the match startup was great. The entrances were fantastic. Edge looked awesome. He had Slayer that went into Metalingus by Alter Bridge. He had these badass bat wings on, this really cool silver mask, very shiny. I was very distracted for a minute. Demon Balor came out looking fucking awesome. Had some like purple like smoke sticks or something, or flares or some shit. He had this huge, awesome, spiky helmet on for the hair, and it looked like, honestly, it reminded me of Slipknot's drummer with the spikes all over his mask. And then the ladder spot happened, and Finn got busted open, and Finn got busted open bad, to the point where there was blood spurting out of his head. The match was grinded to a halt. Finn was given a numbing agent, stapled right there. Match continued on, big spot after big spot after big spot. There was a coup de grace that was missed into a table because Edge rolled away. There was cool spots, and there was a execution off of the ladder. There was a lot of awesome spots. Gangrel, Christian were mentioned. God, they mentioned so many people that are not in the company anymore in this weekend. It was great. They mentioned, who was it that they mentioned? Daniel Bryan and Cesaro during Roman's entrance for the main event. It was crazy. And then Edge hit a concerto, and that was it. Match was over. It felt like Finn getting busted open, while the momentum wasn't completely lost, it definitely feel like they had to call an audible and change this matchup. And I don't know if Edge was supposed to be the original winner. I don't know if Finn was supposed to be the original winner. I don't know if this was how long the match was already supposed to go. But it felt off so bad that, I don't know. It was weird. It just didn't feel right with the way this match went. It was a brutal end to a blood feud, and it had nothing. It felt very limited. It felt very muted, and here's the thing, it was sponsored by The Pope's Exorcist, which is a horror movie. And like, I can get it, people saying, oh, well, they had a sponsored match, they can't have blood being shown. It's a horror movie that's going to have blood. Who the fuck cares? But the match could have been so much more, and I feel like had Finn not gotten busted open like that, it probably would have been. And it's so bad too. Like, I'm so upset because I wanted this match to be so much more than it should have been, than it was. And it should have been more than it was. And unfortunately, it just wasn't. Let me just double check, make sure that is the last big match to talk about. Okay, we have 2 more matches now to talk about real quick. So, The Miz and Snoop Dogg came back out to have another impromptu match for The Miz, and out came Shane McMahon. Yeah. He leapfrogged over The Miz, fucked up his ankle. Snoop Dogg punched Miz a couple times, kind of like he thought very on the fly to fix the situation after Shane legitimately got hurt. Hit a couple punches, hit a people's elbow, and that was it. I don't really know whether to qualify that as a Shane McMahon win or a Snoop Dogg win. Regardless, it was terrible and should not have happened. LA Knight, Bobby Lashley, and Bray Wyatt all didn't get a match on this card, or on Night 1's card, but Snoop Dogg beat The Miz after Shane McMahon came out. But that is not even the biggest mistake of the night. The main event, after Cody gave -1 Brody Lee Jr., John Huber's, the late, great John Huber, / the Exalted One, / Brody Lee, / Luke Harper, son, the weight belt. Oh, man. Roman Reigns ended up winning the match. Everything about Cody's entrance, everything about this match, everything about this build-up showed that there was only one true ending to this story, and that was Cody winning. And he hit a pedigree, didn't finish it. Hit a Cody cutter, didn't finish it. Hit a bionic elbow, didn't finish it. Hit 2 crossroads in a row. Hit another crossroads earlier in the match, didn't finish it. The ref got knocked down. The Usos came out. Solo was interfering before he got sent to the back. Usos came out, hit the 1D on Cody, were pulling Roman over, and Kevin and Sami came out, took them down. Stunner to Roman, Haluva kick to Roman, Roman kicked out. Cody was going for a triple crossroads, something he doesn't normally do. He normally goes for 2 and then goes for the pin. He hits one. He hits two. Paul Heyman distracts the ref. Heads back a little bit. Goes to hit the third. Solo Sikoa comes out. Samoan Spike. Spear. 1, 2, 3. It's over. Roman wins. And LA, as much as they didn't react to a lot of things during the weekend, were pissed. I was pissed. They enveloped us into this story so much that we wanted that the underdog was going to win. They built us towards that ending. They pushed us towards that ending. And right at the last moment, they hit us in the back of the chair. It felt like Brock Lesnar winning the Money in the Bank times 10 to me. And if you guys remember watching my reaction video to that match, to that pay-per-view, I was livid. And I didn't think they were going to do something that would piss me off more than that. But they did. Cody was the right winner here. I don't care what reasons you try to justify it. You can say Cody's not that caliber. Cody has proven time and time again since he's returned to WWE that he is of that caliber. Cody isn't what's best for business. Cody has literally been doing everything recently for WWE. He has been doing press shows, talk shows, media. He is literally in a commercial for Mattel with a child right now for their action figures. He's not good on the mic. He's fantastic on the mic, and if you really think he's not, you're a fucking dumbass. You don't pay enough attention, and you're a liar. Roman needs to hit 1,000 days. No, he doesn't. Here's the thing. Here's the worst part about this. They could have chose to split the titles here. They could have had this be for just the WWE Championship. The one Cody wanted the most. The one he cared about winning. The one his father could never win. That's all they had to do. They could have made it that. And Roman still gets 1,000 days. And before Roman says, well, but it's not as undisputed. Who the fuck cares if it's not as the undisputed champion? He'll still get his 1,000 days that everyone who's a fucking fuckboy lover of Roman deserves. And here's the thing. I'm a Roman Reigns fan. I am. I really am. I've been a Roman Reigns fan for a long time. However, this match may make me regret that decision of being a Roman Reigns fan because this was bullshit. I've talked many times in many reaction videos about how much I hate the fact that Roman during this entire gimmick has never been able to win on his own. There's always tomfoolery, shenanigans, and nonsense, which is why I didn't say your regularly scheduled nonsense at the start of this video, because it's always the same bullshit with Roman to win a fucking match. He's actually proved recently that he doesn't need to rely on Solo, on Jay, on Jimmy, on Paul, on ref bumps, and all this other bullshit to win his matches, and then every little thing since the ref gets bumped earlier in the match is literally Roman doing the worst of it, the worst, to win this match. This was the one chance for them to prove that Roman could potentially win by himself. This was the one chance to prove that they actually gave a shit about the story more than anything else. But they didn't. They failed. They proved what they really care about is Roman getting 1,000 days. And here's the thing. For everyone saying, yeah, but you just talked about how Gunther is going to break Honky Tonk Man's record, and that was why that was the right call over Sheamus. You're right. I did. Here's the difference. Honky Tonk Man's reign, that will be broken by the end of the year. Roman getting 1,000 days means Jack Diddley fucking squat. Because Bruno Sammartino held the title for 7 fucking years. 7. There is no way that they're giving Roman a 7-year plus title run. There is no way that they think they can justify that. Doesn't matter. I loved long title reigns. I've loved the long title reigns we've been getting recently. But there is no justification for Cody losing this match. At all. You cannot give me a single goddamn reason of why this was the right call. At all. Roman winning this just felt like a whimper of the weekend. It felt like the worst way to end this weekend because of everything that happened. Hell, you had Solo literally smack Cody with the weight belt he gave to Brody Lee Jr. during the match. It was literally right there, the perfect way of, hey, they literally just stole a gift he gave to a child whose father died, and Cody was there for his family the entire time afterwards. And he still lost the match. It was the worst way to end Mania 39. I really don't get why this was the choice. Because 1,000 days for Roman as champion is nothing. He's gone 945. What's 55 more days really gonna fucking do? Oh, cool. He's gonna possibly lose it at SummerSlam to Cody. Cool. I'll see it in person. Big fucking deal. That's the difference between this. This is the situation. That doesn't even feel like a way to lessen the blow of Cody losing at Mania, to know that I'm probably gonna see it live at SummerSlam instead. Just like Asuka, Cody not winning tonight at SummerSlam or at WrestleMania is the wrong call. Does not matter where he wins it. Doesn't matter if he wins it at Backlash, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, or next fucking Mania. Him not winning tonight is not the right call. At all. This whole night, except for Lesnar and Gunther, had the wrong winners. Every other match had the wrong winners. Not going to count the Miz thing. That one doesn't really matter. It just felt wrong. Everything for this story to build to this wasn't the right call. At all. April Fool's Day was yesterday, WWE. Shame. Bad form. I don't get it. When you can see literally everybody right now, and I mean everybody, like there's a few people who are like, oh yeah, Roman retained, cool. But when you can see a vast majority, 99% of the people talking about this, saying that this was the wrong call, you made the wrong call. Roman getting 55 more days means nothing. Does not mean nearly as much as Cody winning the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship at WrestleMania after winning the Royal Rumble. It's just feels wrong. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Peace.